There always has to be one driver in the sport, one driver in Formula 1, who is much worse than everybody else. By much worse, I don't mean like bad performances. I mean, they make contact with the wall more times than they make contact with the actual tarmac. A driver who finds himself in places where other drivers can't. And I'm not talking about like the P1 position, pretty difficult to get. I'm talking about like some random ass gravel traps somewhere, riding a scooter behind closed valleys because, well, he's out of the race. For the longest time, it was like, what, Mazepin, Latifi, and then the curse from Latifi kind of went on to Logan Sargent, and then Logan Sargent was banished.
For me, with the celebrations, I think, look, I just still think there's a little bit of immaturity in the celebrations, which means that to me it felt like relief.
And the curse kind of disappeared from everybody on the grid. It was looking kind of boring, until it wasn't, because it seems like Colapinto has taken Logan Sargent's seat, quite literally, and also taken his crashing skill level, and adopted it into his own racing skill. What? Yeah.
What? What the fuck?
Good morning, beautiful people on the internet. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Hey, let me know down in the comments, is Colapinto ever gonna get another drive in Formula 1? Because it looked like it was going well, but now not so much. Subscribe and like whilst you're down there. Let me know how your day is going. I don't know. I want to know. You guys are cool. Thank you for everything and enjoy the video. I feel like this has happened a lot in the past. A driver has a standout performance mid-season, they step in the car, and it's, oh my gosh, they've done amazing. The same way that Nick DeVries scored points in a Williams in, what was it, 2022? 3? I don't know. He scored points in the Williams, and everybody was glazing him. They were like, whoa, why hasn't Nick DeVries been in Formula 1? He's Dutch. He can surely replicate the Dutchness of Verstappen, who's just won a couple championships. Surely he can do that, right? 27 years old, experienced, won Formula 2, won Formula E, steps into Formula 1 and gets absolutely battered to shreds by Yuki Tsunoda. And at the time, Yuki Tsunoda was absolutely shite.
Brother,
And I feel like to a degree Red Bull had kind of learnt a lesson with said driver, with, what's his name? Nick DeVries. They don't really pounce on people anymore, they kind of like to take their time. Yep, they're also taking their sweet time to drop this guy. What has he done this entire season? Except for cost them literally everything. It's shambolic. Maybe make a decision. And do something about it. Because how are you telling me that Verstappen's winning the championship by literally a country mile? It shouldn't have been that distant of a win. It should have been close down to the wire in Abu Dhabi. Whereas Perez is finishing P8 in the championship. Worst of all of the best teams. Just absolutely face-planting shambolic. How are you telling me that Verstappen's winning races while Sergio Perez is finishing what? DNFing 18th, 19th, qualifying 18th, 19th, every single race. That is like, you have to somehow just give up sometimes. It took Liam Lawson ages for him to get to the seat again, and they're really taking their time with the whole Checo Perez situation. Maybe because of that scenario that they just pounced in on Nick DeVries because, oh my god, he scored points, wow, you're amazing, so cool. It really wasn't. But I feel like Williams, they haven't really done anything wrong, but I feel like the same thing is happening currently to Williams, or the hype around a set of driver in Williams. You know, Colapinto entered a pretty dire team in Williams, which was absolutely, well, shitting the bed every time they went out on track. It was looking treacherous. The conditions, if the track wasn't raining and hailing and snowing, it was raining, hailing, and snowing tears in the Williams garage because it was absolutely shocking. Every performance was looking like a Mazepin or Schumacher performance in 2021 in the Haas. It was looking that bad. Yet the second they bring the upgrade package into Verstappen land and, you know, he who must not be named crashes and gets dropped and so on and so forth. Colapinto steps in, and he cooked for a couple races. Monza, Albon cooked, Colapinto first race, did alright finishing P13. However, Baku, they both cooked, finishing 7th and 8th, 10 points, which is like, wow, round of applause territory. That is kind of insane. But, Nick de Vries also scored points around Monza, and Monza was just straight lines. Baku is a straight lines and a couple turns, so maybe the car carried him. Singapore, not so much, where he was fighting Perez like his life depended on it. It pretty much did, his career depended on it, yet the career, I don't know how that's kind of playing out anymore.
You're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
Colapinto?
You're fired.
But truly, ever since then, it's kind of looked pretty shambolic. Like, I think Logan Sargent's DNA might have been transferred. Colapinto's loved by everybody, which Logan Sargent also was. He's mostly loved by an entire continent, similar to Logan Sargent. Yet, it's South America for Colapinto, and they don't really have any other driver, because why would you support Perez in these times? I mean, yay, go Perez, but he's gone by the end of the year. You know what I'm trying to say? Anyway, in the last, I don't know how many races, there's been a lot. Colapinto has had more crashes than I could count on my hands. Alpine were in a similar treacherous situation to Williams in Brazil, but they managed to score a 2-3 podium finish, whereas Williams, one of them didn't even start the race, and the other one, Colapinto, crashed like 100 times in that one race. We go to Las Vegas, crashes again. Shambolic race. We go to Qatar, crashes again. Shambolic race. Quali is awful. Everything was just kind of shit. Now, I don't know whether it might be the pressure that's adding up. Maybe he's lost his confidence after the couple crashes. Because he was looking at an all-time high in Baku, in Singapore, maybe even in Monza. He was looking fearless like Kimi Antonelli in Monza. What I'm trying to say is I think we've all jumped on the bandwagon of holy, Colapinto is the next Verstappen. A bit too early. A couple races, and that's all it took for everybody to be calling him a GOAT of the future and the next Ayrton Senna. I don't know. He's crashed out a fair few times to the point where Red Bull and RB no longer are interested in his services because you don't really know what's going to happen. He might have a stinky performance like he has over the last couple races, or he might cook up, or his confidence might be shattered because he's crashed. Maybe he just needs some uplifting, and there's one race left, and we'll see if he puts it into the wall, or he actually does something. Oh, yeah, he does something. And maybe he can be the next contender for a race seat somewhere. Surprise, surprise. Look at the two who are out. Unlucky, really? Unlucky. But the moment it's not looking like that's going to happen. Every team is pretty much filled up. Red Bull don't want him. RB don't want him. And there's nobody else on the grid. There is rumours of him being replacing Jack Doohan in Alpine, but that's not happening anymore. Let's keep it a stack, because Jack Doohan is literally racing next week. Or whenever this video is coming out, like tomorrow or something, or today. I don't know. You see, we were all sad about, maybe he won't get a drive next season, right? But I feel like that's more likely to happen, and it won't be kind of sad. It'll be like, yeah, okay. I guess the sport kind of swallows some people up. Maybe he shouldn't have crashed. Maybe he should have been more consistent. But the thing is, Albon's also crashed, and people are still glorifying him. Maybe not as much as they did in 2023 when he literally cooked, but still, it's all a bit, I feel like the only way he can retain his seat if he scores like a podium or wins in Abu Dhabi. Just needs a clean, solid weekend again, because I really haven't seen that in a while from Colapinto. He tries to take it slow, cautious, it doesn't work out. He tries to push, it doesn't work out. Seems like he's kind of cursed. Maybe ego's gotten the best of him. I don't know. There really is nowhere for him to go. Mercedes have drivers, Ferrari have drivers, Williams, they have drivers they're not going to change. Haas have drivers. Everybody has drivers. There might be 2 new teams, maybe 1 new team coming in, but there's already drivers waiting in line. There's that American Colton Herta guy who might get a seat. There's Bottas, Magnussen, Zhou, Bottas, I don't know, so many more probably. Ricardo that are just waiting on the sidelines. I don't think they'd go for someone who currently has the reputation of can be fast, but also can crash. That's like a recipe for disaster. And the fact that Red Bull have pulled out of wanting to sign him, I think that says a lot. They pounce and try to pick up everybody that they physically can. And if they won't pick him up, then I don't think anybody else will. So with that said, it might be time, it might be over for him. He might be cooked. And that's kind of sad, but the game is the game, so don't complain. With that said, let me know down in the comments, do you think that Colapinto will be in Formula 1 again? Subscribe and like, watch it down there, help me, 100k, I don't know, I want to hit that. Like, I don't know, have a safe and fantastic day. Don't die accidentally, you can't watch other videos, blah blah blah. I love you all, thank you for everything, and peace.
That's all, folks.